This guy's either the person driving is probably like, this guy's either drunk or he's making his questions for Pop Quiz Hotshot. Welcome to Crosscut, a movie review / trivia challenge show hosted by yours truly, Josh, accompanied by my co-host, co-captain, co-director, Chris. Chris, are you ready to hop on that bus and talk about Evil Dead Rise?
Definitely.
Great. And once that bus hits 50 miles an hour, you, the audience, then know it's time for Pop Quiz Hotshot. All right, Chris, how we doing today?
I'm doing awesome. I just came back from the movie like literally 15 minutes ago. So it's all really fresh. I'm really wanting to talk about this movie.
Were you doing something after the movie? Because we saw the movie at the same time, and you were like, I'm on my way home like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was talking to JP in the parking lot. So I was like,
Gotcha. You got caught up in the moment doing some talking. No worries.
yeah.
We've all been there. Well, perfect. Well, today, as mentioned, we are taking a look at Evil Dead Rise, a horror film written and directed by Lee Cronin. It stars Lily Sullivan, Alyssa Sutherland, and Gabrielle Eccles, just to name a few. The story is about two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. And before we get into the movie, we do want to issue a spoiler warning, because if you've not seen Evil Dead Rise, we highly recommend pausing this episode, getting yourself, by the way, Chris, I had it ready to go right here next to me, so I didn't forget it. Get yourself a popcorn and I was gonna try to get it to where you can actually see it. There it is, tasty beverage. Get yourself a popcorn, a tasty beverage. Go see it in theaters, only in theaters. And for everybody else, let's begin. All right. So I technically picked this week's movie, even though we both essentially mutually agreed on it. I think we were both pretty excited for this. I had been looking forward to this one for a while, since I first heard about it. And before we get into the movie, I kind of wanted, I was thinking about this and I kind of wanted to break this down. So to me, there's two versions of when it comes to the Evil Dead franchise, there's two versions of it. There's everything Bruce Campbell. So we're talking the original trilogy, we're talking the TV show, and that's all a certain style in my eyes. You know, it's very comedy, slapstick, over the top gore in a certain way. Then there's the other side of Evil Dead, which is basically the last two movies in my eyes. So this movie and the 2013 one. My introduction to this franchise, I don't know if I had seen any of the movies until we had seen the remake, the 2013 remake, while we were in school together. If you remember, I maybe had seen the original. I think I'd seen the original, but I don't know if I'd seen the sequels. I definitely had not seen Army of Darkness until like way later. So
that's the first movie I saw, Army of Darkness, and then I saw the original one.
Oh, interesting. So you're probably pretty confused.
Yep.
So when we were in film school together, the 2013 Evil Dead came out at that time. Now, I didn't see it in theaters. I don't know if you saw it in theaters when we were in school together.
I think I did, because I think I don't remember who I went with, but I remember seeing it in theaters.
Okay. And I just remember people talking about that movie for a while. And then we watched it at your apartment, I remember, with a bunch of us. So I think a few months after like the movie had come out, it was on DVD already. And I remember watching it, and man, I mean, if I can gush over a horror movie, I love that 2013 movie. I will say this straight off the bat. I like that one still more than I like this one.
Really?
Yes. Okay. I really still love that original. Not original.
The remake.
I love the remake. Yes, the 2013 remake. I adore that movie so much. I mean, the things they do in that movie are just insane. And I think they try to do some of that in this movie too.
Yes, but I agree that I like the 2013 one too. because it was definitely a step up from the originals, but still keeping to the same ways of how they made stuff.
Mhm.
And so that's why I really liked it.
Mhm.
This one, however, it is quite different.
How do you think quite different? I mean, obviously it's a different location.
Yeah, there's a little different locations, not in the cabin in the woods, but even there's certain things that are different about it. Like the book is not the same.
The book is different, yeah. So I'm wondering if it was supposed to be intentionally a different book.
Maybe.
This one had teeth.
Yeah, it had teeth. It was weird. And the name of the book is not the same either.
And there's no face on it.
There's no face. It's
Right.
just leather bound, well, human flesh bound and illustrated in blood.
Do you think
Okay.
they're trying to set up some sort of universe where there's could be multiple books or potentially a multiverse of Evil Dead?
Well, funny you say that because multiple books, because in the third one of Army of Darkness, there's three books.
Hmm. Okay.
So if you want to do that, like that book can tie into one of those three books,
Okay.
but you don't know
Sure.
because you
Yeah.
only see the one
Right.
Necronomicon.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it definitely was a different book. What else? What else was different to you?
Um, well, it was mainly that, but it was like just how it was transferred to person to person. That was interesting. It's all very with like an open cut, like very like, oh, open cut. Now it's my blood and your blood. You're done. You're
Yeah, but that was similar
yeah.
too. So like the one sibling pukes on the other sibling. They did that in the last movie, and that's how that sibling
Oh
got
yeah,
sick.
that's true. Yeah. That's right.
So
I
maybe
do
this was
say
just a different version of how they can get. I mean, when it's come to Evil Dead, I've sometimes I just don't understand the full rules of this demonic entity when it comes to like how it can
well,
get possess people, how powerful it truly is. Because there's
yeah,
times during this movie where I'm like, I mean, this thing is powerful. Could she just not somehow knock that door down?
yeah. I was thinking that too. Like, I get the door is pretty heavy and hefty and all that stuff, but come on,
Yeah.
like you don't die. You're pretty strong. It, it made no sense.
Hmm.
But then again, that was the same way with the other ones too. The other movies.
Well, as far as what I just said, like there's just times where I'll watch Evil Dead 2 and all of a sudden actually I think the original Evil Dead a character will just become possessed out of nowhere and like nothing even happened to them. They're just all of a sudden they're
Yeah,
possessed. And it's like I don't
yeah,
it's just like sometimes I'd never quite understood and I don't think these movies necessarily have a strong set of rules to them. I think they've been I mean those original
yeah,
I think they were just trying to be over the top
yeah.
and scary. But these last two movies, I do think are a different tone, and I do
I
still
agree.
question some things that how did this how are they turning into these things?
Yeah, but at least this one they showed you how it happens, and how quickly it happens too. You know?
Are you talking about with the mom when she gets turned?
Yeah, like and that was a good nod too in the elevator to the for Evil Dead with
Hmm.
the whole branches and everything.
Right.
Like, okay, that was good. I like
Well,
that.
that's even similar in the remake. Mia, the main girl, she's like trying to escape, and then she also gets the same thing with the tree branches or whatever. So
Right, that's what I'm referring to. Like, yeah, it was the tree branches except for cables.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, so yeah, I mean, this movie did a lot of really good things as far as atmosphere.
Hmm.
They change it up. There's like, all right, let's do a little tease in the beginning to these like kids, in the cabin in the woods, and then
Yeah.
let's totally change it. And now we're in this high rise,
Hmm.
basically going to be in this for
Hmm.
the whole movie. How do we make that work? And they made it work for the most part.
I when at the beginning when it's the drone and everything
Mm,
going. First, I was already excited because that's a nice nod to the original one. It just goes through the woods,
mm,
And then when it went over the lake, I was like, my filmmaker thing came to my mind. I was like, they're using a drone, and,
mm.
and it just happens to be a drone.
Right, right. Yep, yep.
That's when like, okay. I, I, I like it turned me off completely when you actually see the drone. I'm like, okay, now you're really modernizing it. But like, okay, I
Mm.
get it. It's still a cabin in the woods.
Yeah, this movie does try to do a lot of like current things with it, like modernization. With that, some of the characters, it just
Yeah.
trying to be very like 2023 essentially, which
Yeah.
I could have cared less, honestly. You're
Yeah.
not really that into what these characters are and
Not
their
really.
interests, and I mean, I hate to admit it, but you're not really there for that. And that's what I think. Even, and again, I'm going to keep praising the 2013 movie. You don't know much about those characters besides the one guy's like a teacher and the one girl's like a recovering drug addict, and that's all you needed to know.
Yeah.
So this one goes for the family dynamic, which
It's a different pace. So
it's a different tone, and
mm,
I
yeah.
think it was a cool approach. I don't think the family aspect really works, though. I didn't dig it. I
Yeah.
wasn't into the whole. First of all, I didn't believe that these siblings were all related. I don't know if you felt the same way.
They all look different.
Not even that. They just didn't act like brother,
Siblings.
sister, or anything like that. Just I
Even
didn't.
even
I didn't
though
have that feel.
I mean, yeah, I had that same feeling too. Mostly like when uh the sisters fight each other over the doll thing,
Hmm.
and then uh, the two older siblings tackled the little one to do the tickle. Felt very forced,
Hmm.
like we're forced to play siblings. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, and even the mom. And again, they all do wonderful jobs at their characters. I
Mhm.
just don't believe them as like a dynamic of a family. Even the mom, I didn't feel like she was a mom figure. She felt more of like an older sister figure. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean?
Well, I mean, the only part I do feel like it was connected was the two sisters.
Okay.
That yes, that I could see, but it was like they were too distant from each other.
Which kind of was the idea is she's been away and then they're supposed, they're reuniting and then, but yeah, I just wasn't that much into the family aspect of it. Now, when the mom becomes the entity, she was great. So one of the things that I didn't like, and this just has to do with the trailers, I feel like the trailers just highlighted the best moments of the movie,
Hmm.
which is unfortunate because every so often the sequence would happen and be like, okay, I remember this from the trailer. Whether
Right,
it's the
right.
mom on the other side of the door with the little girl, and she's like, open up now, or the bathroom one, like in your picture, or when
Yep,
she's kind of sneaking in through the vents and you see her in the background.
yep,
Like these
yep.
are all great scenes. They just kind of were spoiled.
Yeah, they were. But the performances were great when they were possessed.
Yeah, I mean, great acting. Definitely the mom who
Oh,
played by Alyssa
yes,
Sutherland. She does a great job. She
for
uh,
sure.
you
She
know,
creeped
she
me out.
yeah, she was definitely uh I can see why she's all over the marketing for this, because she really is. And I guess I should have assumed that the other characters would be turned into Deadites, but for some reason I just didn't think that. So I was shocked when the two siblings basically get killed off. I was like, oh wow, okay. I was like, all right. For some reason I just didn't think that was going to happen.
Well, I mean, I actually did expect them to turn because in the other movies they all turn anyway or they die, you know.
Yeah, but
So
these are more like kids we were talking about.
true, true. And for Cassie, the youngest one, I really thought she was gonna turn at one point because
Hmm.
uh I think when she opens the door for her mom and she's strangling her or whatever, you see her nose bleed. Like
Mm,
she got cut, she's gonna turn, but she
right,
doesn't.
right, right.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
And it kind of becomes a story of, the sister, the aunt protecting the child, and some
mhm,
foreshadowing of her being an eventual mom.
right,
Okay.
right.
So real quick, things that you liked. What did you like, Chris?
Well, I definitely like the gore,
Oh yeah.
obviously. Uh, the nods to the other movies, and The Shining too, with the
Yeah,
blood
nice little
elevator
shining
scene.
scene. Yeah, gotta appreciate that.
Uh, but I like the performances were great. It creeped me out. I was like, some of the scenes where you're high tensed with like the the scalping in the beginning
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
cheese grate.
right. Yeah.
Oh, it was the cheese grate that got me.
It's that reaction that you go, for people
Yep.
listening, I'm doing that.
My
Like gritting my teeth.
my entire row, we all lift up our legs at the same time. It's like, oh, ouch.
And that's what's great about
Oh,
these last couple movies, especially with the originals, is that it has those scenes where it's just scenes that make you just squirm in your seat when you're watching it.
hmm hmm
Yeah. Anything else that you really liked?
the jump scares actually were timed good because some of them got me.
Okay.
Like for the when Danny's in the vault and the uh, cross comes right at him. Like I
Mm,
didn't expect that at all.
okay.
And
I kind of did. I kind of saw that coming.
well, I didn't think it was a cross though. You know, I knew something was gonna jump out, but I thought it was gonna be like a cat or something like that, not a
Gotcha.
cross. Yeah, and
A
the
cat.
subtle one, oh, the damn cat. Yeah, but nothing happened to the cat, as far as we know.
True. True.
Cat, cat survived.
Good. That's all that matters. As long as the animals survive, that's all that
Yeah.
matters. Uh, anything that you didn't like or didn't weren't into?
Um, I guess yeah, like the family dynamic part. Oh, and like when she's screaming out the window, Beth, to the homeless person,
Could have
and
thrown
like,
something at her.
yes, I was thinking like
Yeah.
throw something or actually scream. She wasn't really screaming out loud.
Mm, sure.
You can still
Sure.
hear a person through the rain.
Right.
And
Yeah. And then of course, sadly, no Bruce Campbell.
no Bruce Campbell.
I
Yeah,
was waiting for I don't know if you stayed till like the end, like
I did.
post. I did too, and I was waiting for there to be something. I thought there was gonna be maybe maybe like a
Really.
teaser to like another movie or just something. And fortunately there was just the sound of the fly flying around. That was it.
That
So
was disappointing. It really
yeah.
was.
I mean, maybe this movie was never intended apparently to go to theaters. It was just going to be a HBO Max exclusive, and then it did well in test screenings. So maybe they just didn't have plans for more. But there could be more.
Right.
You never know. I mean, the last
True.
movie was its own thing, except for that little Bruce Campbell cameo, which isn't even really
Really.
him in the movie. So yeah. But I mean, I was kind
Yeah.
of hoping that there was going to be some sort of connection, especially with him being at South by Southwest. And yeah, unfortunately.
Well,
But
he's just the executive producer. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, it's cool to see the original crew that was involved in this. Should we take a quick look at IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
I
think for IMDb, it is a 7.8.
Ooh, all right, 7.5.
Damn.
7.5 and a 74 Metascore. Pretty respectable. Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 89% tomato meter, which is really good. That's certified fresh.
Okay.
And 100% audience score, although again, it's opening day basically. But yeah, those are pretty good ratings.
But also, it was made for fans.
Yeah, of course. I can say this is the first Evil Dead movie I saw in theaters, so that's always fun. I do think I'm gonna go rewatch this too, just to just to see it again. It's still a fun movie.
It is. It's entertaining.
Highly entertaining. All right, Chris, I think we just hit 50 miles an hour. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that means?
Yes, and that means it's
Pop quiz. Hotshot. That was terrible. That was awful. Whatever. Good enough. It's late. Who cares? We're just going to go into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever else is listening that identifies as lady, gentleman, deadite, whatever. That's time for Pop Quiz Hotshot. You guys watch a movie. Who remembers the most about it? Well, let's find out. This is how it works. There are 5 rounds, 1 question each per round, and the points will go up 1 each round. Chris and I will go back and forth, asking the multiple choice questions that we each came up with, and whoever has the most points at the end wins.
I'm going to beat you this time.
I don't know. Were you making up your questions while you were driving home again?
Yep. I swerved in a little bit, and the person next to me saw me and
oh my god,
like backed away. Like,
oh jeez, they're like, what is this lunatic doing? This guy's either the person driving is probably like, this guy's either drunk or he's making his questions for Pop Quiz Hotshot. Yep. All right, so yes, we'll see how you do with your made-up questions from 10 minutes ago. If we're tied at the end, we're going to do sudden death, which works like this. We'll play a game called Movie Actor. But however, if we get to that, we'll explain it. For right now, this is episode 7. We still not done sudden death. But one of these days, maybe for a movie we're reviewing with the name Dead in it, sudden death, maybe this one. But we shall see. For our audience members, feel free to play along. Who knows? You might do better than us. Comment and let us know how you did. Or you can email us at crosscutpodcast@gmail.com. You can email us your answers as well.
Yes, please.
Now that we've established the rules, let's play. All right. So I technically pick this week's movie, so I will ask the first question. All right, let's get the scoreboard up. Ooh. Scoreboard is up. All right, Chris, I am going to ask the first question. And I think I'm going to start you off nice and easy. You know, let's take it easy on you. Question 1, round 1. What city does the story take place in? Was it A, New York City, B, Los Angeles, C...
Hold on. Sorry, can you repeat that? I got distracted.
Oh my goodness. I try to start him off easy and he gets distracted. Okay.
Sorry.
Round 1. What city does the story take place in? Was it A, New York City, B, Los Angeles, C, Seattle, or D, Nashville?
L.A.?
Correct.
That was a guess.
Yes.
Yes, it was Los Angeles. I had a real detailed question I could have asked you, but I'll save it in case it comes to it. Okay. All right. 1 point for Chris.
All right. My question for you is, in the beginning, the girl's reading a book. What was the name of the title? Was it A, The Notebook, B, Wuthering Heights, C, Gathering of the Bold, D, Winter of Death?
B, Wuthering Heights.
Correctamundo.
Yes.
I was gonna make that one of my questions, but I forgot the name of the book and I couldn't remember. Like I couldn't even look it up because I was like, I don't even can't even think of the name. But once you said it, I was like, I know I'll know it.
Yeah, you recognized it. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, 1-1 after one round. Round 2, here we go. No distractions, Chris. All right. Which character was pregnant? Was it A, Cassie, B, Bridget, C, Beth, or D, Ellie?
Beth.
Correct
Beth
the
is
mundo.
correct.
Seriously, Cassie?
Well, it's a female name. I didn't know if you remember the name, so it could have tripped you up.
She's like 7 years old.
Do you want me to say Danny? Would that have made it easier?
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. While Ellie is in the bathroom, there is a mug on the counter. What did it say on the mug? Was it A, I love you this much? B, best mom ever? C, mom, you the best? D, #1 mom in the world?
C, mom, you the best.
Correct the mundo.
Yes. You guessed that, didn't you?
No, I knew the answer. I remember seeing the mug. I didn't remember the exact phrasing, but I remember it had some weird word in it, like duh. So once you said that, I was like, yeah. Yep.
All right.
All right. Are you ready for round 3?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
What unit number was their apartment? Was it A, 81, B, 85, C, 87, or D, 89?
85.
Correct the
85 is
mundo.
correct.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought was a nod to one of the movies, like one of the movies, like what year it came out, but I don't think it is.
Oh, it just happens to be the number.
I think it just happens to be the number, unless there's another nod. But I was like, oh, that might have been the year Evil Dead 2 comes out. But I'm looking it up right now, and I don't think that's the case. Let me just double check. I want to say Evil Dead 2 is 87.
Maybe.
So 85 could literally just be a random number from something. Evil Dead 2 was 87. So yeah, who knows where it came from.
So it's just a random number.
Yeah, I mean, it could have meaning somewhere else. It just, for some reason, I thought maybe that was the year of one of the movies, but nope.
All right. Well, moving on.
Moving on.
All right. Question for you is yes. When Danny went into the vault, he grabbed a coin off the crypt. What saint was it? Was it A, Saint Bernard, B, Saint Barnabas, C, Saint Bartholomew, D, Saint Benedict?
I know it's A or D.
What's your final
I'm going to
answer?
say D, Saint Benedict.
Correct the mundo.
Yes.
Oh.
But that was a guess. That was a guess.
No, I knew it was A or D. I just couldn't remember exactly which one. Because I was like, Benedict sounds right. It is very quick, and I was paying attention.
All right. That was good.
I almost said Bernard. I was that close.
Hey, Saint Benedict, the protector.
All right, let's see how much you've paid attention. After 3 rounds, it's 6-6. But
Right.
here's some more detailed questions. All right, round number 4.
Okay.
What was the name of the pizzeria on the pizza box? Was it A, Henrietta's, B, Campbell's, C, Ramey's, or D, Shelley's?
Harrietta's?
Henrietta's?
Yeah.
Correct the mundo.
That seemed the most logical one.
Guess.
That was
Can
the
you
most
tell me
logical one.
in Evil Dead lore where that name comes from?
Henrietta?
It's a very popular character in the Evil Dead, one of the Evil Dead movies.
Is that from the Army of Darkness?
No. From Evil Dead 2, it's the character that's in the basement. Yeah, it was Henrietta.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Lucky
All right.
guess.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This might trip you up. What year was the vinyl recorded? Was it A, 1915, B, 1923, C, 1935, or D, 1921?
1923.
Correctamundo.
And I know that
Yeah.
because that was going to be my next question.
Oh. Okay.
So, after
Damn.
4 rounds, we are tied 10-10, and now I got to come up with a new question. So,
Damn, I
all
thought you
right.
wouldn't get that one.
Yeah. Well, all right. Here we go. Round 5. What does Bridget tell her mom she wants to go to? Was it A, a protest, B, a football game, C, a camping trip, or D, the school dance?
The protest.
Protest is
Correctamundo.
correct.
She's even making a sign, make Earth great again.
She never got to, that sign never got finished.
Nope, never did.
Nope.
Never did.
All right. So I need to get this correct to tie it,
All right.
which means we go to sudden death.
Maybe. All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
What is Beth's job? Is it A, audio technician, B, lighting technician, C, guitar technician, or D, mic technician?
Audio technician.
I'm sorry.
Wrong.
That's the wrong answer.
It was guitar technician.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How do you know?
She says it like twice.
All right, I'll take that. Fine.
So does this mean that I won?
Yes, Chris, you won.
I broke your streak. Yes.
You did break the streak. But here's the bad news, Chris, is that I'm still up overall.
Yeah,
I still have more wins. And we have decided that first person to 5 wins. We're going to call them seasons. So technically I'm up 4-3. I have 4 wins. Chris has 3 wins. So the first person to get the 5 wins wins the season. And whoever loses that season has to win we're thinking of doing like a name badge that says, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, and my favorite movie is Twilight," or insert, embarrassing movie here. And that person has to go wear it, maybe the whole day. You should wear it the whole day. Yeah, the entire time while watching whatever movie, plus while being here filming.
Yeah.
So.
Did you want to do the rest of the questions?
I don't have any more. I literally well, I had another one, but you already knew the answer. Where does Danny find the Necronomicon?
Oh, in the vault.
In the vault, yeah.
Well, I had a few questions. Well, like, what was the name of Cassie's doll? Was it A, Dolly the Great, B, Stephanie, C, Linda Ugly, or D, Spirarella?
That's Stephanie.
Yeah. And then I had like 2 more. It was, what city did Beth say she was at? Was it A, Shanghai, B, Bangkok, C, Belarus, or D, Hong Kong?
I do remember she says it. Was it Bangkok?
Yep.
Yeah, Bangkok. Okay.
And it was like 2 more questions. It was, how long did Ellie say her husband left? How long ago?
6 months. No, 2.5 months.
2.5 months, yes.
2.5 months. Yep.
My last question was, how many priests are in the picture that Danny finds?
3.
Yep.
Which I was wondering if that's supposed to be a connection to anything too, but I don't know.
No, not that I remember. Because even in Evil Dead, it was just like someone went to the cabin and found the recordings.
Right. Which makes me wonder if they're trying to maybe do some world building or, set something bigger up. Who knows?
It could be cool.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Chris for being this week's winner of Pop Quiz Hotshot. All right, Chris. Overall thoughts. What did you think about Evil Dead Rise?
It was different, but in a very good way. There was definitely a lot more blood than the other movies, for sure.
I'm gonna challenge you on that one. The last movie, the 2013 one, was.
Oh, okay, no, yeah, the last scene of that movie was pretty bloody.
Yeah.
But the elevator
But this
scene
movie was bloody too. Yeah, very bloody.
was very bloody. But I loved it. You know, it had that thriller experience, the horror, the gory, you know, and the performances were great. The evil laughs got to me, you know. I don't know. It was. I would recommend seeing it if you're definitely a fan of the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah. Or if you've never seen any of them and you want to try something different, these movies are different. I will say that.
Yes.
They're not your typical horror movies. They're different. They're entertaining. They're gonna go. They're gonna go out there. You know, this isn't a lighthearted horror movie, if there is such a thing. These movies do go to the extreme elements of blood and even just foul language. Just the things that the possessed say to the main characters is like, you know, that's as sharp as the blade that they slice them with. You know.
Yeah, the first line she gives when she's possessed, like, I just wanted to cut you all open so we could all live inside as a happy family. Like, okay, that went dark.
And she said, and she has some other lines that I won't say here, but you know, some pretty vulgar stuff. But it gets a reaction in the theater for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I still really enjoyed it. I still think this is a solid entry into the series. I don't think there's been a bad Evil Dead movie. I'd love to see more of these. You know, it's been 10 years since we've had an Evil Dead movie. Obviously, we had the show. The show's great. But we haven't had a Evil Dead movie in 10 years, and this is basically this almost feels like more of a spiritual sequel to that movie than the originals, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see more Evil Dead movies like this. And again, if they're trying to build something, that's awesome. You know, it'd be cool to see the original character from the 2013, Mia, see her come back somehow and team up with Beth and Cassie and see, you know, what happens to them. Bruce Campbell, of course, you got to get him back somehow. Here's the ultimate question, though, Chris.
As Ash, though.
Well, who else would he be?
I don't know.
Yes, Bruce Campbell, but it'd be like in a Bill Murray Ghostbusters 2016 where he's like just the landlord or whatever. But no. Here's a question for you, Chris. After all the events happened, did Beth and Cassie go back to the apartment, or did they just get the hell out of there?
I think they just get the hell out of there.
Where do you even go at that point? You're just like, I just watched my sister and two of my, you know, family members get just slaughtered. Do you go to the police? Do you just book it
somewhere
somewhere
else? To Bangkok.
Maybe, yeah. Just like, do you just go back up? If it was me, I'd just be like, I go take a nap. You know, I know we just witnessed all this death, but also here's one more quick thing. So the movie ends basically setting up the beginning of the movie with the characters. Now, I know it was raining, but my God, were they making some loud noises in that high rise? How did nobody hear that?
Not hear that, especially the elevator.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
So I get
that.
She's
on the first floor. Come on.
Yeah. So I get that. You know, it was raining. It was supposed to be loud. Like, how did nobody hear? Like when she's walking down to the parking garage at the end, I'm like, how do they just not hear anything from like what happened last night?
The wood chipper, the gunshots, the screaming, the loud screaming that the mom does.
Yeah. Oh well. You know, it is what it is.
True.
All right, Chris. But overall, we still enjoyed the movie. You guys should go watch it in theaters too if you want to enjoy it. Of course, we're assuming that if you're watching it or listening to this, hopefully you've already seen the movie. If not, well, go watch it anyways.
Yeah.
There's no Bruce Campbell. Spoiled it for you. Sorry, no Bruce Campbell. Chris, what do you got going on?
I mean, not much. I mean, still doing the wedding, working. Well, for one thing I can say is that Crosscut now has a TikTok, so go check it out. They're gonna be all the promos on there, all our pop quiz daily trivia's on there as well. So
what's the handle? Is it just called Crosscut?
Yeah, the handle's just Crosscut Podcast. And right now the only thing on there is continuing the Evil Dead pop quiz Hotshot. So see if you can guess those answers, And it's also going to be on the YouTube Shorts as well.
Yeah, go check it out, everybody. More ways to support us, absolutely. Besides that, nothing else going on?
No, not much. How about you?
Same, not much. Just, living every day and glorious moments and just going to the movies and doing nothing else, watching some basketball and yeah, just living my best life over here. So, if y'all want to live your best lives and you want to help support this show, you can do so in multiple ways. One way is to hit that like button for this episode. Another way is to subscribe to the channel and stay up to date for future episodes. You can also support the show by donating to us at buymeacoffee.com/crosscut. Whether it be a one-time or monthly donation, anything helps. Besides that, we would like to thank you for watching and or listening. Chris, you take it from here.
Thank you, everyone. Cut, print, moving on.
Mommy loves you, dearest.